In the unforgiving expanse of the Old West, where grudges ran as deep as the canyons and hatred often dictated fate, there was a man whose heart was hardened by years of pain and bitterness. He despised the village that lay at the edge of the wilderness, its people, its customs, even its very name. Yet, fate has a way of weaving the most unlikely tales, and what happened next would turn everything he believed upside down. After he helped save the life of the village's dying elder, the very people he had once scorned became the ones who saved his own life in return. This was no simple act of kindness. It was a moment of profound humanity in a world where suspicion and revenge ruled. The man's decision to aid the elder was born not from love, but from a spark of compassion buried beneath layers of resentment. That spark ignited a chain of events that would challenge his deepest prejudices and rewrite the story of both the man and the village. What began as an act of survival soon blossomed into a powerful bond neither side expected. The village, long weary of conflict and division, watched cautiously as the man they had once feared stepped forward in their time of need. Suspicion fought with hope in their eyes, but the elder's recovery became a symbol of possibility, a testament to the fragile strength found in mercy and mutual aid. The man who had hated them found himself bound to the community in ways that words alone could not capture, as his life became intertwined with those he once sought to avoid. This story is a journey through the harsh realities of the frontier and the unexpected grace that can emerge from the unlikeliest of places. It invites us to reconsider what it means to forgive, to heal, and to find family where we least expect it. In the wild and relentless West, it shows that even the hardest hearts can be softened by the power of compassion. Stay with me, because what you're about to hear is a gripping tale of hatred transformed into gratitude, despair turned to hope, and how a dying elder's life became the key to saving a man and a village alike in the unforgiving lands of the Old West. The man, known simply as Eli, had long carried a heavy burden of hatred in his heart. Hatred born from a past filled with betrayal, loss, and the harsh realities of frontier life. The village at the edge of the wilderness was the target of his bitterness. He blamed its people for the wrongs he had suffered, avoiding any contact with them, and nursing a silent grudge that shaped his every decision. But fate, as it often does in the West, was about to challenge his bitterness in the most unexpected of ways. One cold autumn evening, Eli stumbled upon the village's elder, an aged man revered for his wisdom, but now fighting a fierce battle with death. Despite his seething resentment, Eli's instincts as a man tempered by hardship could not ignore the elder's dire state. In an act that surprised even himself, he stepped forward to help, offering aid in a world where such kindness was rare and often met with suspicion. This decision, though quiet and unheralded, would soon alter the course of his life and the village's fate. The elder's condition was grave, and the village watched with wary eyes as Eli worked tirelessly to ease his suffering. Each moment spent by the elder's side chipped away at the walls Eli had built around his heart. The community, long divided by mistrust and past grievances, began to glimpse a possibility that had seemed lost, that healing could come through unexpected hands. The man who hated them was slowly becoming an unlikely savior. As the days passed, Eli's actions rippled through the village, stirring emotions that had long lain dormant. Stories spread of the man who, despite his anger, had chosen compassion over cruelty in the elder's final days. His presence became a symbol of hope and change, challenging the old narratives of enmity and revenge. The boundaries between enemy and ally blurred, and a fragile bond of trust began to take root in the fertile soil of mercy. By the time the elder's strength began to return, so too had the village's faith in the man they once feared. Eli, hardened by years of pain, was transformed by the very act that he had thought would be his final obligation. What started as a reluctant gesture grew into a profound connection, one that would bind him to the village in ways he could never have imagined. The seeds of redemption had been planted in a land where hatred once ruled. With the elder's recovery underway, Eli found himself drawn deeper into the fabric of the village he had once despised. The community's eyes, once filled with suspicion, now looked upon him with a cautious respect. He became a silent guardian, using his skills and strength to protect the very people he had once sought to avoid. Each act of service chipped away at the walls of resentment, revealing a man capable of loyalty and sacrifice. The villagers, sensing the change in Eli, began to rally around him. They saw in his transformation a chance for their own healing, a reflection of the possibility that even the darkest pasts could give way to brighter futures. In quiet moments around campfires and within humble homes, they shared stories of the man who had been saved by the village and who, in turn, had vowed to save it. Their whispered hopes wove a new narrative of unity and resilience. Yet, the past shadows lingered. Rival factions, old enemies, and the unforgiving land itself posed threats that tested the village's newfound strength. Eli, now a reluctant leader, stood at the forefront of these challenges, his loyalty hard-won and his resolve unbreakable. The 50 riders who had once carried the elder's legacy now rode with Eli, their bond forged in shared struggle and mutual respect. Mary, a key figure in the village, became a steadfast ally, bridging divides and nurturing the fragile peace. Her belief in Eli's redemption gave others courage, and together they worked to fortify the village's defenses and rebuild trust among neighbors. The community, once fractured, now stood united by a shared commitment to protect and support one another. As the seasons turned, the story of Eli's hatred transformed into a legacy of love and protection spread beyond the village. It was a powerful reminder that even the most bitter hearts could be softened, and that the courage to help a dying elder could ignite a flame capable of saving not just one life, but an entire community. As Eli embraced his new role within the village, the once icy divide between him and the townsfolk began to thaw. The villagers, witnessing his unwavering commitment to their safety and well-being, gradually replaced suspicion with trust. Eli was no longer the outsider filled with bitterness, but had become an indispensable protector, a man shaped not only by past wounds, but by the hope he now embodied. His transformation served as a powerful testament to the possibility of change, even for the most hardened souls wandering the wild frontier. The elder, whose life Eli had saved, became a symbol of resilience and forgiveness for the entire community. His recovery rekindled the spirit of the village, inspiring unity where once there was division. As his strength returned, so did the old stories and wisdom that had guided the town through countless hardships. These tales, now intertwined with Eli's journey, breathed new life into the people's hearts, reminding them that survival was about more than just the land. It was about the bonds forged through compassion and shared sacrifice. Yet, danger was never far from the rough terrain of the West. Rumors of rival factions and unsettled scores reached the village, threatening to unravel the fragile peace they had fought so hard to build. Eli, alongside the 50 riders who stood with him, prepared for the inevitable challenges ahead. Their unity was their strongest weapon, a living testament to how mercy and loyalty could forge an unbreakable shield against the harshness that surrounded them. Mary, whose steady leadership and unshakable faith in Eli's redemption had helped bind the community, worked tirelessly to foster hope and cooperation among the villagers. Her presence was a steady light, guiding the people through uncertainty and fear. Together, Eli and Mary led the village not just in defense, but in healing, restoring a sense of family and belonging where once there was only mistrust. Under the endless sky, the village stood resilient, its people ready to face whatever trials the frontier would bring. Eli's journey, from hatred to heroism, became a beacon of hope, illuminating a path through darkness and reminding all who listened that even the hardest hearts can be softened by the power of compassion and courage. The challenges facing the village soon escalated into a test of their collective strength. Rival groups, sensing vulnerability in the newly united community, launched raids and provocations, seeking to reclaim power through fear and violence. But the village, fortified by the loyalty of Eli and the 50 riders, stood firm. Every skirmish was met with fierce defense and unwavering resolve, a clear message that their unity would not be broken by threats or intimidation. Eli's leadership grew sharper and more compassionate with each confrontation. He understood that true strength lay not only in force but in the bonds that tied the villagers together, the shared history, the sacrifices made, and the hope for a better future. His actions inspired not only his riders but every man, woman, and child in the village, forging a community bound by trust and the desire for peace. Mary's role became even more vital during these turbulent times. She mediated disputes, offered comfort to the wounded, and nurtured the spirit of cooperation among neighbors. Her unwavering belief in Eli's redemption helped others see past old fears and grudges, fostering a spirit of forgiveness that was as essential to their survival as any weapon. Together, they worked to transform the village from a place marked by hatred into one defined by hope. As the battles raged, the village's resilience became legendary, a story told in hushed tones around campfires and in distant towns. Eli and Mary's journey, from animosity to alliance, became a powerful narrative of redemption, courage, and the transformative power of mercy. Their lives were a living testament that in the wild, unpredictable West, the greatest battles were often won in the hearts of those who dared to forgive. With every dawn, the village grew stronger, its people united by a shared past and an unyielding belief in the future. Eli's story was no longer one of hatred, but of hope, a legacy that would endure long after the dust of battle had settled, lighting the way for generations to come. The village, now fortified by unity and shared purpose, began to heal in ways that went beyond physical repairs. The scars left by past conflicts and long-held grudges slowly faded, replaced by a growing sense of belonging and trust. Eli's transformation from a man consumed by hatred to a protector, embraced by the very people he once despised, became a beacon of hope. His presence was a daily reminder that even the most broken hearts could be mended through courage and compassion. This change inspired not only the villagers, but also the surrounding settlements, who began to see the power of mercy in forging lasting peace. With the village rebuilding, Eli dedicated himself to teaching the next generation the values that had saved them all. The 50 riders trained tirelessly, instilling in young men and women the lessons of loyalty, honor, and forgiveness. These teachings were more than survival tactics. They were the foundation for a community that could endure the hardships of the West with grace and strength. Under Eli's guidance, the village was no longer just a place to live, but a family to protect and cherish. Mary's role remained vital, her unwavering support and steadfast leadership providing a calm anchor amidst the challenges of frontier life. She worked to bridge divides, mend relationships, and foster a spirit of cooperation that was essential to the village's continued survival. Her belief in the possibility of change encouraged others to open their hearts and embrace new beginnings. Together, Mary and Eli built more than a community. They built a legacy of hope. Yet, the frontier was never truly safe, and threats continued to loom on the horizon. But the village faced these dangers with a resilience born from their shared journey. The riders patrolled their borders with vigilance, and the villagers stood ready to defend their homes. Their strength was not just in their weapons, but in the unbreakable bonds of trust and love that united them. This was a community transformed by mercy, ready to face whatever the Wild West would bring. As the sun set over the rolling hills, casting a golden glow on the village, Eli and Mary stood side by side, their hearts full of hope and determination. Their story was a testament to the extraordinary power of compassion and the enduring strength found in forgiveness, a legacy that would light the path for generations yet to come. The arrival of spring brought renewed energy and optimism to the village. Flowers bloomed where once there was only dust, and laughter began to echo through the streets once more. The community thrived, its people bound together not just by necessity, but by a shared commitment to a better future. Eli's journey from a man burdened by hatred to a leader beloved by his people became a story told with reverence, a powerful example of redemption and resilience in the harshest of lands. The 50 riders, now seasoned and respected, took on the responsibility of mentoring new recruits, ensuring that the lessons of loyalty, mercy, and courage would endure. Their patrols kept the village safe, but their true strength lay in their dedication to the values that had transformed them. They were guardians not only of the land, but of a spirit of community that could weather any storm. Mary continued to inspire, her quiet courage and unwavering faith a source of strength for all. She nurtured the bonds that held the village together, reminding everyone that even in the face of hardship, love and forgiveness could heal the deepest wounds. Her partnership with Eli was a beacon of hope, proving that true leadership is rooted in compassion and trust. Though challenges remained, and always would in the unpredictable West, the village faced the future with confidence. The legacy of a man who once hated the village but came to save it was a powerful reminder that even the darkest hearts can find light. Their story was a testament to the resilience of the human spirit and the extraordinary ways that mercy can transform lives. As the day gave way to night, Eli and Mary looked out over their home, knowing that their journey had forever changed not only their lives but the lives of all who called the village home. Their story was a legend in the making, a powerful testament to the enduring power of courage, compassion, and unbreakable bonds. As summer warmed the plains, the village flourished, but the tranquility was fragile. Eli and Mary knew that peace in the West was often fleeting, threatened by rival factions and the ever-present dangers of frontier life. Yet, their community stood strong, forged in the fires of hardship and bound by a shared commitment to protect one another. The 50 riders, loyal and vigilant, patrolled the outskirts, ready to face any threat with courage and unity. Their strength was not just in their weapons, but in the unwavering trust they had built with the people they defended. The story of Eli's redemption and Mary's unwavering courage spread beyond their village, inspiring nearby settlements to reconsider old feuds and embrace the possibility of reconciliation. The legacy of a man who once harbored hatred, but chose to fight for the community that saved him became a powerful symbol of hope in a land often defined by conflict. Their tale reminded all that even the hardest hearts can change, and that the bonds of mercy and loyalty are stronger than any grudge. Mary's leadership continued to inspire, her quiet determination and compassion knitting the village closer together. She was the heart of the community, tending not only to wounds but also to the fragile hopes of her neighbors. Her partnership with Eli was a beacon of resilience and trust, showing that true strength comes from standing together, even in the face of uncertainty and danger. Together, they built more than a village, they built a family. Yet the shadows of the West remained ever present. Whispers of unrest and new threats stirred in the distance, reminding the village that their peace was not guaranteed. But Eli and Mary faced these challenges with the same resolve that had carried them through darker times. Their community, united and vigilant, stood ready to protect their home and each other against whatever storms might come. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a warm glow over the thriving village, Eli and Mary shared a moment of quiet reflection. Their journey, from hatred and fear to hope and unity, was a testament to the extraordinary power of courage, compassion, and the unbreakable bonds that define us as human beings. The arrival of autumn brought a sense of maturity to the village. The land, having been nurtured through seasons of struggle and renewal, now bore the fruits of their collective efforts. The homes were sturdier, the fields richer, and the bonds between neighbors stronger than ever before. Eli's transformation from a man marked by bitterness to a leader beloved by his people had become a living legend, a story passed down around firesides and in quiet moments, inspiring all who heard it to believe in the possibility of change. The 50 riders, now seasoned protectors and mentors, continued to safeguard the village with vigilance and honor. Their loyalty to Eli and to one another was a testament to the trust born of shared hardship and mutual respect. Each patrol was a reminder that their strength was not just in their arms, but in the values they upheld: justice tempered by mercy, strength balanced with compassion. Mary's unwavering spirit remained the cornerstone of the community. Her ability to inspire hope, heal old wounds, and foster unity was as vital as the weapons in the riders' hands. She worked tirelessly to nurture the fragile peace, knowing that the true battle was not only against outside threats, but also against the fear and mistrust that could so easily fracture a hard-won harmony. Though the West continued to challenge them with uncertainty and danger, the village faced the future with confidence and hope. Eli and Mary's story, a testament to the power of forgiveness, courage, and loyalty, served as a guiding light, reminding all that even in the wildest frontiers, the human spirit's capacity for love and redemption could overcome the darkest odds. As the last leaves of autumn fell and the chill of winter approached, Eli and Mary stood together, looking toward the horizon. Their journey was far from over, but their legacy was secure, a powerful reminder that even the deepest hatred can be transformed by mercy, and that the greatest strength lies in the bonds we choose to forge. The harsh winters of the frontier tested the village's endurance, but the warmth of their unity defied the biting cold. Eli and Mary, standing as pillars of strength and hope, guided their community through the toughest months with unwavering resolve. Their story, once one of division and hatred, had blossomed into a testament of resilience and redemption. The 50 riders remained vigilant, not just as defenders, but as symbols of a brotherhood forged in mercy and loyalty. Together, they had transformed a fractured village into a family bound by courage and compassion. Despite the serenity within the village, whispers of unrest stirred beyond its borders. Rival factions, unwilling to accept the change, plotted to reclaim their dominance through force. But the community, hardened and united by shared struggle, stood ready. Eli's leadership, tempered by the lessons of forgiveness, inspired a generation willing to fight not out of hatred, but out of love for their home and each other. The village's strength was no longer measured solely by arms, but by the bonds that connected every soul within it. Mary's steadfast spirit continued to be a beacon for the villagers. Her belief in the power of kindness and her tireless efforts to mend both bodies and hearts nurtured a community that was more than the sum of its parts. She embodied the enduring truth that courage is often quiet, and that true leadership is born from empathy and sacrifice. Her partnership with Eli was a living proof that love and loyalty could transform even the darkest chapters of the past. Together, they faced each new challenge with a resilience forged in the fires of hardship. Their journey, from a man who hated a village to a protector beloved by all, reminded everyone that redemption is always possible. It was a legacy that would outlast them both, carried forward by the community they had rebuilt and the stories they had inspired. As the winter snow melted and the promise of spring beckoned, Eli and Mary stood overlooking the village, proud of how far they had come. Their story was more than history. It was a beacon of hope, illuminating the path for all who seek strength in mercy and family in forgiveness. Spring's arrival brought renewal, not only to the land, but to the spirit of the village itself. The homes were filled with laughter once more, and the fields blossomed under the care of those who had fought so hard to protect them. Eli and Mary, having navigated the treacherous path from enmity to unity, were celebrated as legends, living proof that even the hardest hearts can be softened by compassion and that communities can rise from the ashes of division. The 50 riders, now mentors to the next generation, carried forward the lessons of loyalty, courage, and mercy. Their patrols not only guarded the village's borders, but also symbolized the enduring power of chosen family. Under their watchful eyes, the village thrived, a testament to the strength found in forgiveness and the courage to change. Mary's unwavering dedication to her people continued to inspire all who knew her. Her ability to foster healing and hope became the foundation upon which the village's future was built. Together with Eli, she ensured that their legacy would endure beyond their lifetimes, a story passed down to remind future generations of the extraordinary power of love and redemption. As the sun set on their journey, casting a golden glow over the thriving village, Eli and Mary stood side by side, ready to face whatever future challenges might come. Their story, born of hatred and healed by mercy, was a powerful reminder that the greatest strength lies not in the battles we fight, but in the hearts we choose to heal. And so, beneath the vast, open skies of the West, the man who once hated a village and the woman who believed in mercy forged a legacy that would forever light the way, showing us all that in the wildest frontiers, the bonds we build can change the course of history. In the wild, unforgiving lands of the Old West, the story of Eli and Mary stands as a timeless reminder that even the deepest hatred can be softened by the light of compassion. Their journey, from bitterness and division to unity and redemption, teaches us that the greatest strength is found not in vengeance, but in the courage to forgive and the willingness to build bridges where once there were walls. This tale is more than history. It is a beacon of hope for anyone who has ever faced darkness in their own life. Throughout this story, we witness how a single act of mercy, helping a dying elder, can spark a chain reaction that transforms lives and communities. It challenges us to ask ourselves where we might find the strength to offer kindness to those we least expect, and how such choices might rewrite the stories of those around us. Eli and Mary's legacy invites us to believe that change is always possible, and that healing begins when we choose to see humanity in one another. As you reflect on their journey, consider the power you hold in your own hands, the power to break cycles of hatred and to create families of trust and loyalty. Their story encourages us to be brave in the face of fear, to stand together despite differences, and to nurture hope even in the harshest circumstances. It is a reminder that every small act of kindness can echo far beyond its origin, shaping futures and forging unbreakable bonds. If this story moved you, I invite you to join our community by subscribing to the channel, where powerful tales of courage, redemption, and humanity come to life. By liking this video and sharing your thoughts in the comments below, you help keep these important stories alive, inspiring others to believe in the transformative power of mercy and unity. Your voice matters. Share your own stories of forgiveness, bravery, or unexpected kindness. Your experience could be the light someone else needs today. Together, let's build a legacy of hope, strength, and compassion, one story at a time.